The dawn, a time of quiet, a time of profound, unspoken power. But what if, within these first, fragile moments of a new day, lies a hidden code? A series of ancient truths whispered not by men, but by the very fabric of existence itself. Truths that, if ignored, condemn a man to a life of quiet desperation, a shadow of his true potential. Carl Jung, the enigmatic architect of the human psyche, understood this with a chilling clarity. He was a cartographer of the soul, delving into the deepest, most shadowed recesses of the unconscious, unearthing the universal patterns, the primordial archetypes that govern our lives, often without our conscious awareness. And in his profound, almost mystical wisdom, he hinted at the morning's sacred revelations, revelations that, once embraced, can unlock an unparalleled journey of self-discovery, a potent surge of empowerment, and a profound connection to the very essence of your being. Prepare yourself, for what you are about to hear will not merely challenge, it will shatter everything you thought you knew about the start of your day. This is not about fleeting productivity hacks or superficial motivational slogans that fade with the first cup of coffee. This is about confronting the raw, unfiltered essence of who you are, the man you have become, and the man you are destined to become. This is about the 7 morning truths no man, no conscious being, can afford to ignore. Each one, a key to a locked chamber within your own psyche. Each one, a revelation that will peel back layers of illusion. Each one, a decisive step closer to the man you were always meant to be, the integrated, whole individual that Jung so passionately advocated for. Are you ready to awaken? To truly awaken, not just from sleep, but from the slumber of unconscious living? The journey begins now. The secrets of the morning await. Truth number 1, the echo of the unlived life. Every morning, as the first light pierces the darkness, a subtle, almost imperceptible echo reverberates within the chambers of your soul. It is the whisper of the unlived life, the path not taken, the dreams deferred, the aspirations left to wither in the arid landscape of compromise and fear. Jung, with his profound understanding of the unconscious, would argue that this echo is not merely regret, a fleeting pang of what might have been, but a potent, insistent call from your shadow self. The shadow, that hidden, often repressed aspect of our personality, holds both our darkest fears and our greatest untapped potential. It is the repository of all that we have deemed unacceptable, unworthy, or too dangerous to express. Yet within its depths lie the seeds of our true destiny. When you awaken, before the relentless cacophony of the day begins to drown out the subtle frequencies of your inner world, this shadow is most accessible. It presents itself not as a monstrous entity, but as a quiet yearning, a persistent sense of something missing, a hollow ache in the core of your being. To ignore this echo is to condemn yourself to a perpetual state of incompleteness, a life lived on the periphery of your true potential. It is to exist as a pale imitation of the man you were always meant to be, a puppet dancing to the tune of external expectations rather than the authentic stirrings of your inner being. The man who truly awakens acknowledges this echo. He sits with it, not in judgment, not in self-recrimination, but in curious, compassionate contemplation. He dares to ask the uncomfortable questions. What parts of himself has he denied? What passions has he suppressed, burying them beneath layers of societal conditioning and self-doubt? What adventures has he postponed, allowing fear to dictate the boundaries of his experience. The morning, in its pristine silence, offers a sacred, unblemished space for this profound confrontation. It is an invitation to integrate the shadow, to reclaim those fragmented, disowned pieces of self, and to begin the arduous yet ultimately liberating journey towards psychological wholeness. Do not dismiss this feeling as mere morning melancholy, a fleeting moment of existential dread. It is a profound message, a cosmic compass pointing towards your true north, guiding you back to the path of authenticity. Listen closely, for in the echo of the unlived life lies the intricate blueprint for your most authentic existence, a map to the treasure buried within your own soul. Embrace it, and the day, and indeed your entire life, will unfold with a purpose, a vibrancy, and a depth you never thought possible. This is not just about living, it is about truly coming alive. It is about transforming the whispers of regret into the roar of destiny. Are you brave enough to listen? Truth number 2, the ritual of the sacred pause. In our relentless pursuit of progress, of constant doing, of ceaseless acquisition, we have forgotten the profound, almost mystical power of stillness. The modern world, a relentless current of notifications, demands, and manufactured urgency, pulls us ever onward, rarely allowing for a moment of true introspection, a breath of genuine quietude. Yet Carl Jung, a man deeply attuned to the subtle rhythms of the soul and the profound wisdom of the unconscious, understood this, that the morning offers a unique, almost sacred window for what he might call the sacred pause.
This is not merely about meditation, though that can certainly be a powerful component. It is about intentionally carving out a space, however brief, however seemingly insignificant, to simply be. To observe the breath as it enters and leaves your body, a gentle anchor to the present moment. To feel the quiet hum of existence, the subtle vibrations of life unfolding around you. To allow the restless, chattering mind to settle, like disturbed waters in a deep lake, gradually revealing the pristine depths beneath. In this sacred pause, you are not seeking answers, not desperately grasping for solutions, nor are you meticulously planning every minute of your day. You are simply creating a void, a receptive, open space into which the unconscious can gently, subtly begin to communicate its profound wisdom. It is in these moments of quietude, these deliberate withdrawals from the external clamor, that intuition, often drowned out by the incessant noise of the waking world, can finally surface. Solutions to vexing problems that seemed insurmountable, insights into complex relationships that eluded conscious analysis, or even a sudden, profound understanding of your own deepest motivations and desires can emerge from this fertile inner ground. To rush from the liminal state of sleep into the frantic, demanding pace of the day is to sever this vital, life-giving connection to your inner wisdom. It is to operate solely from the conscious mind, a mere fraction of your true intellectual, emotional, and spiritual capacity. The sacred pause is an act of rebellion against the tyranny of the urgent, a defiant stand against the relentless pressure to always be doing, always achieving. It is an affirmation of your sovereignty over your own time and attention, a declaration that your inner landscape is as vital, if not more so, than the external world. Embrace this morning ritual. Let the silence be your guide, your confidant, your teacher. For in the stillness, in the deliberate act of non-doing, you will discover a wellspring of clarity, a reservoir of strength, and a profound sense of inner peace that will sustain you not only throughout the day, but indeed throughout the intricate tapestry of your life. This pause is not a luxury. It is an absolute necessity for the man who seeks to live a life of depth, meaning, and authentic self-awareness. It is the secret ingredient that transforms a mere existence into a truly lived experience. Truth number 3. The confrontation with the persona. Every man, Jung posited, wears a mask, a persona. This is not merely a metaphor, but a psychological reality. The carefully constructed identity we present to the world, designed to navigate social interactions, fulfill societal expectations, and, crucially, to protect our vulnerable inner selves from the harsh judgments of others. As the morning light, with its unforgiving clarity, illuminates your waking consciousness, it also casts a harsh, revealing glare upon this very persona. For a brief, fleeting moment, before the relentless demands of the day force you to consciously or unconsciously don your public armor, you are confronted with the raw, unvarnished truth of who you are, stripped of pretense, devoid of the roles you play. This can be an intensely uncomfortable, even profoundly unsettling experience. The chasm between the man you present to the world, the successful professional, the stoic father, the charismatic friend, and the man you truly are in your most private, unguarded moments, can feel vast, disorienting, and even terrifying. To ignore this confrontation, to perpetually evade this inner mirror, is to condemn yourself to a life of profound inauthenticity. It is to live a constant performance, a relentless charade that drains your vital energy, leaves you feeling hollow, and ultimately disconnects you from your true self. The morning, however, offers a unique, almost sacred opportunity for honest, unflinching self-assessment. Who are you truly when no one is watching? What desires, what fears, what unfulfilled aspirations lie simmering beneath the polished surface of your public image? What vulnerabilities do you desperately try to conceal, even from yourself? Jung believed that true psychological health, the very essence of genuine well-being, lies not in the eradication of the persona, but in its conscious integration with the authentic self. This doesn't mean abandoning your social roles or responsibilities. Rather, it means ensuring that these roles are in alignment with your deepest values, your core truths, and your genuine inner landscape. The morning is your most honest mirror. It reflects not just your physical appearance, the lines of fatigue or the glint of determination in your eyes, but the very state of your soul. Look closely. Acknowledge the discrepancies, the subtle dissonances between who you are and who you pretend to be. And then, with courage and compassion, begin the subtle yet profoundly transformative work of aligning your outer presentation with your inner reality. This truth is not about judgment, not about self-condemnation, but about liberation. It is about shedding the suffocating weight of external expectation and stepping with newfound confidence into the power of genuine self-expression.
Embrace this morning confrontation, however uncomfortable it may initially feel, and you will discover a newfound strength, an unshakable integrity, and a profound sense of inner peace that resonates in every aspect of your life. This is the path to becoming truly, authentically you. Truth number 4. The whispers of the collective unconscious. Beyond the personal unconscious, that unique reservoir of forgotten memories, repressed desires, and individual experiences, lies a deeper, more profound, and infinitely more mysterious layer, the collective unconscious. This, Carl Jung argued with compelling conviction, is a universal, inherited repository of human experience, a psychic inheritance shared by all of humanity, transcending individual cultures, histories, and personal biographies. It is the primal blueprint of the human soul, etched with the wisdom of millennia. It manifests through archetypes, primordial images, patterns of thought, and universal symbols that shape our myths, our dreams, our deepest instincts, and even the very structure of our perception. As you awaken each morning,
Before the conscious mind fully asserts its logical, analytical dominance, you are uniquely receptive, almost porous, to these ancient, subtle whispers. The collective unconscious is not a concept to be intellectually grasped, dissected, and categorized. It is an experience to be felt, to be intuited, to be allowed to permeate the very core of your being. It is the sudden, inexplicable sense of connection to something immeasurably larger than yourself, a feeling of belonging to a vast, timeless tapestry of human existence. It is the fleeting yet profound recognition of a universal truth embedded within a seemingly mundane moment, a flash of insight that transcends your personal history and speaks to the shared human condition. It is the intuitive understanding of a symbol, a story, or a motif that resonates deeply, even if you cannot articulate why. To ignore these whispers, to dismiss them as mere fancy or irrationality, is to sever yourself from the vast, boundless ocean of human wisdom. To limit your understanding of yourself and the world to the narrow, often sterile confines of your individual, ego-driven experience. The morning, in its liminal state, poised delicately between the profound depths of sleep and the sharp clarity of full wakefulness, is a potent portal to this profound realm. It is a time when the veil between the personal and the collective is thinnest, when the echoes of ancient wisdom are most audible. Pay meticulous attention to the subtle shifts in your mood, the recurring images that flicker through your thoughts, the sudden unbidden insights that seem to come from nowhere, carrying with them an undeniable sense of truth. These are not random occurrences, not mere coincidences. They are profound echoes from the collective unconscious, guiding you, informing you, and connecting you to the timeless currents of human existence. They are messages from the deepest wellspring of human knowledge, offering guidance and perspective that your conscious mind alone cannot provide. Embrace this truth. Allow yourself to be open to these subtle communications, and you will find yourself imbued with a deeper sense of purpose, a profound, almost mystical connection to humanity, and an expansive understanding of your place within the grand, unfolding tapestry of life. This truth is not about becoming someone else, not about losing your individuality. It is about recognizing the universal within yourself, about tapping into the shared heritage of the human spirit, and allowing it to illuminate your path forward with an ancient, guiding light. It is about realizing that you are not merely an isolated individual, but a vital, interconnected part of something infinitely vast and wise. Allow these whispers to guide you, and watch as your world expands in ways you never imagined possible. Truth number 5. The call to individuation. Individuation. It is the very cornerstone, the central pulsating pillar of Jungian psychology, the lifelong, often arduous, yet ultimately profoundly rewarding process of becoming a whole, integrated individual. It is not about becoming an individual in the superficial sense of being merely unique or separate from the crowd, but rather about realizing your innate wholeness, integrating all aspects of your complex personality, both the conscious, illuminated parts, and the shadowy, often disowned, unconscious elements. Every morning, as you emerge from the dream world and step into the nascent light of a new day, you are presented with a subtle yet persistent, almost undeniable call to continue this sacred journey. This call manifests not as a booming voice from the heavens, but as a deep-seated, often inchoate urge to grow, to evolve, to expand, to align your outer life, your actions, and your relationships with your deepest, most authentic inner purpose. To ignore this call, to deafen yourself to its quiet insistence, is to choose stagnation, to remain trapped within the confines of old patterns of behavior and thought that no longer serve your highest good, your truest self. It is to live a life of quiet resignation, a muted existence, rather than a vibrant, dynamic, and profoundly meaningful self-realization.
This is the secret of a life truly lived, a life imbued with meaning and purpose, found not in grand pronouncements, but in the quiet, consistent dedication to the present moment. Truth number 7. The embrace of the shadow. Perhaps the most challenging, yet ultimately most liberating of Jungian truths is the concept of the shadow. This is not merely the dark side of our personality, but the sum of all the unconscious aspects of ourselves that we have repressed, denied, or simply not yet integrated. It holds our fears, our insecurities, our unacknowledged desires, and often our greatest strengths. Every morning, before the conscious mind fully erects its defenses, the shadow is closer to the surface. It manifests as nagging doubts, irrational anxieties, or even fleeting impulses that seem to contradict our self-image. To ignore the shadow is to allow it to operate autonomously, to unconsciously sabotage our relationships, our careers, and our inner peace. It is to project our unacknowledged flaws onto others, creating conflict and misunderstanding. The morning, in its quiet vulnerability, offers a unique opportunity for a conscious encounter with this powerful, often feared aspect of ourselves. This is not about wallowing in negativity, but about acknowledging the full spectrum of your being. It is about recognizing that even your perceived weaknesses hold valuable information, that your fears can point to areas of growth, and that your unacknowledged desires can be channeled into creative expression. Jung believed that true wholeness or individuation is impossible without integrating the shadow. This means bringing unconscious material into conscious awareness, not to eliminate it, but to understand it, to accept it, and to ultimately transform it. The man who truly awakens embraces his shadow, not as an enemy, but as a vital, albeit challenging, part of himself. He understands that the light of consciousness can only truly shine when it illuminates the darkness within. This truth is not about becoming perfect, but about becoming complete. It is about reclaiming your power from the hidden corners of your psyche and stepping into a life of authentic self-acceptance. Embrace this morning confrontation, and you will find a profound sense of inner peace and an unshakable foundation for your true self. Here's the result: our path forward. You have now glimpsed the 7 morning truths, illuminated by the timeless, often unsettling wisdom of Carl Jung. These are not mere philosophical concepts to be intellectually dissected and filed away. They are living, breathing principles, potent forces waiting to be embodied, to be integrated into the very fiber of your being. They are the forgotten keys to unlocking a deeper, more authentic, and ultimately more fulfilling existence. To ignore them, to dismiss these profound insights as mere esoterica, is to remain a prisoner of the unconscious, to live a life dictated by unseen forces, by unexamined patterns, by the shadows that lurk just beneath the surface of your awareness. It is to walk through life as a sleepwalker, perpetually reacting, never truly creating. But to embrace them, to consciously integrate these truths into the very fabric of your mornings, is to embark on a journey of profound self-discovery. A journey that leads not just to fleeting happiness, but to genuine psychological wholeness, to an unshakable sense of purpose, and to a deep, abiding inner peace that transcends the fleeting chaos of the external world. The path of individuation, the path these truths illuminate, is not always easy. Indeed, it is often fraught with challenge, demanding immense courage, unflinching honesty, and a profound willingness to confront the uncomfortable, often terrifying truths that reside within your own psyche. It requires you to look into the abyss and to find not darkness, but the very light of your own potential.
But the rewards, my friend, are immeasurable. A life lived with profound intention, with authentic meaning, and with a deep, resonant connection to the deepest currents of your being, to the collective wisdom of humanity itself. Remember this always. The morning is not just the arbitrary start of another day. It is a sacred opportunity, a fresh, unblemished canvas upon which to paint the masterpiece of your life. Will you seize it? Will you choose to awaken, truly awaken, not just from the slumber of night, but from the slumber of unconscious living, to become the man you were always meant to be? The choice, as always, is yours. But the universe, in its infinite wisdom, has already laid out the path. Will you walk it? Your real journey begins now. If these truths have resonated with you, if they have stirred something deep within your soul, then this is your moment. This is your call to action. Do not let these insights fade with the morning mist. Take a moment right now to internalize what you've heard, to feel the weight of its significance. If you believe, as I do, that these truths hold the power to transform lives, then I ask you, from the deepest part of my being, to join this growing community of awakened men. Hit that like button. Let your agreement echo through the digital realm. Share your thoughts, your struggles, your triumphs in the comments below. Your voice, your experience is invaluable. And if you are ready to continue this journey of profound self-discovery, if you are ready to unlock the hidden depths of your own psyche, then subscribe. Become part of something larger than yourself. Let us walk this path together, illuminating the shadows, embracing the light, and becoming the fullest, most authentic versions of ourselves. Your journey begins now. Embrace it, live it, and let your mornings and your life be forever transformed.